Today I thought I'd make some soap with this Himalayan black salt. This is the coarse stuff that I use in cooking. So I won't be putting this into soap. Instead, I have fine Himalayan black salt. Now, let me tell you about Himalayan salt. So black salt's also known as Himalayan black salt, Indian black salt, or Kala Namak, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. It's a volcanic rock salt manufactured in the region surrounding the Himalayas. It contains, in addition to sodium chloride, traces of sulfur compounds. So to get the unique taste, and it is a very unique taste, it smells quite nasty, really. It smells like rotten eggs, but it doesn't taste like that in food. It transforms. The flavour's really nice in food. The salt is cooked in a kiln with spices and charcoal. The exposure to high heat and charcoal causes some of the sodium chloride in the salt to undergo a chemical reaction to form sodium sulfide and hydrogen sulfide. Hydrogen sulfide is where that eggy smell comes from. The amount of these sulfides in the final product is not enough to negatively affect your health, but it's enough to add a noticeable flavour and smell to the product. The final product comes in a variety of colours from black to purple to deep pink. This looks it's really rather brown. The coarse salt is a lot darker. So because of this very sulphurous smell, I'm quite curious to see how it will work in soap. And you know, because it does have these sulphurous compounds in there, and which have been used for absolutely centuries in baths, and you know, when you go to natural spas, there's often quite a lot of natural sulphur in those waters, which are meant to be therapeutic. But really, I just wanted to have a go at making soap with black salt and see how it turns out. However, as I was saying, the smell of this is really quite strong, so I'm hoping that's not going to really come through, but we'll see. So there's the recipe I'm going to be using today. You'll see that I've got 9 grams of fragrance. The fragrance that I'm using essential oils, and I'm using a blend of patchouli, orange and lemongrass. And I've chosen the patchouli and the lemongrass really because I know that those scents will really come through in the soap, and if there is a sulphurous smell, it might mask it. So here I've got 270 grams of coconut oil. That's 90% of our oils. Because it's a salt soap, that reduces lather, so we need to keep that coconut oil content high to make sure it bubbles up and is cleansing. I'm just making a 300 gram batch, so yeah, 270 grams. To add to the lather and creaminess, I'm also going to use castor oil at 10%. So here I've got 30 grams of castor oil. I'll talk about the lye in a moment. Let's just go through the other things I'm putting in this soap first. So I'm going to be adding charcoal for extra blackness, some bentonite, which is a kind of, it's a clay, but it's also volcanic, and I'm going to be using, so we've got 300 grams of oils in total. Here I've got 200 grams of the black salt. Now for the lye, I'm using maximum water. I want to keep the soap as, you know, salt soap goes hard really quickly. I don't want it to seize up on me. I'm just using max water really as a precaution. Because of the salt reducing the lather, I'm also going to add to the water some citric acid, which helps with the soap lathering. The first thing I'm going to do is just add my citric acid to my water and get that dissolving. It's snowing here in Leeds, by the way. It's March and it's snowing. So I'll let that dissolve while I prepare everything else. I'll be making these this soap in moulds because salt soap does get very, very hard to cut. So I'm just putting it into moulds to just make it easier. So into here I'm going to put my coconut oil. And my castor oil. And then I'm just going to pop this. Now I'm just going to pop this into the double boiler to melt down. Shouldn't take too long. You know, coconut oil melts if you just look at it, doesn't it? Adding the castor oil, one of the things that does is it helps the soap be a little bit more soluble when it comes into contact with water. So that is one aspect that makes it the soap easier to lather and gives a little bit more bubbles. So I'm just going to pop this, I'll pop this into the double boiler to melt down and then prepare my lye water. So the citric acid is nicely dissolved and I can add the sodium hydroxide now. However, this kitchen is really, really cold, so I'm going to wait till the oils have melted down, because here I've just got a small amount of water. It's going to cool quickly. I tell you what, I've got this just to my side and the smell is quite overpowering. It just smells so eggy and really, really like rotten eggs. I swear it does taste good though. Okay, so my oils have melted, so I'm going to mix up my lye solution. So I'm just going to pop that in. Give that a stir. And that really won't take long to cool down because it's so cold in here. So while that's cooling down, I'm going to get on with some other things. So while the lye is cooling down, I'm just going to mix my charcoal and bentonite and essential oils into the oil. So in that goes. In goes the bentonite. And I'll give that a whiz. I'll just leave that to settle down before adding the essential oils. Right, my lye has cooled down considerably and I want the soap fairly warm. I'm just going to add my essential oils into here first of all. Give that a stir and then add the lye. Just stir those, and I'm really smelling the lemongrass coming through. More so than the patchouli actually. Okay. You may notice I'm not wearing any gloves. That's very naughty of me. Wear gloves, you. Okay, so I'm adding my lye solution. And I'm going to mix it up before adding the salt. Okay, so that's emulsified. I'll just get my mould so it's ready before I add the salt. Okay, so I always get a little bit confused about exactly what volume my soap's going to fill when I've made a salt soap. So I've got this small 4-bar mould, and I've got one standing by because usually 300 gram batch of ordinary soap will just fill this. But I've got a feeling I'm going to have some more here, so right now I'm going to add salt and stir that in. I am really smelling the sulphur still. Right, I'm just going to get this into the moulds. And I'll try and do this neatly, but if you've watched enough of my videos, you know that I can't help but make a mess. Okay. I really don't want to overfill these because planing them down is going to be fairly difficult, I think, and will play havoc with my planing blade. Okay, right, I have got a standby mould. I have got a standby mould here, so just give that a bit of a stir around again. Scrape out this last bit here. There we go. Haven't done too badly at not making a mess this time, blimey. I'm just going to leave these here to saponify, and I will let you know how long they take to set, and when we come back and unmold them, I'm going to test one out too. See you in a bit. Okay, I'm back. It's the next day. These will have hardened sooner, but I made them in the evening, so I just left them overnight. So let's unmold them and have a look. I'll unmold my round ones first. Nice and shiny. Let me have a sniff. I can smell the lemongrass more than the patchouli, which is strange. Usually with these I smooth down those edges, but this is a little bit hard, as I would expect. So that's a bit harder. Let's mold the rest, and then I will test them out. In a way, I kind of wish I hadn't put the charcoal in now, because I'd like to see what the black salt looks like. Just in a natural coloured bar, but I've done it now. Maybe I'll do that another time. So that's our 4 round soaps. So we'll look at the heart ones, and these are salt soaps. It's really shiny. I'm liking that. These salt soaps will last for absolutely ages. If you've ever made salt soap before, you'll know they have excellent longevity. So there's our soaps. I'll get a bowl of water and just test one out. So let's try this out and see if we get any of that sulphury smell. And see how it foams up, because salt does reduce lather, which is why I've made it with high coconut. As is normal, because it's got charcoal in, we get a grey lather. But yeah, this is straight out of the mould. It is foaming up, and as usual, I'm getting that little bit of exfoliation from the salt. And that kind of extra cleaning sensation that I always seem to get with salt soap. So yes, once that's cured, you'll have a great soap here. Let me just give it a smell. I am getting a little whiff of that sulphur coming through, that sulphurous smell. But primarily, even though there's patchouli in here, which if you've used patchouli before, you'll know that it usually dominates the scent, what I can smell mostly in here is the lemongrass. As long as it doesn't smell like rotten eggs, which it doesn't. So there we have it. Right, that's our black soap done. See you later.